Hi there, my name's Alan Govan. I'm Operations Manager for a charity running children's orchestras in areas of deprivation, and I've been working with Andrew, who is a software developer running a company called Renderheads. Right. Here's a great idea which sort of works. Citizens report issues to the council, and the council fixes them. Hurrah! The quicker the issues can be reported and fixed, the safer Glasgow is for all of us. There's a problem though. When you report an issue, you never hear about it again. It might get fixed, it might not. It's demotivating and disempowering. It doesn't motivate you to report again and again, to use the system that's there. However, with a simple change of approach, this problem could be the catalyst for an unprecedented increase in social civic participation. That's us working together with each other. We propose a new framework to connect citizens, council services and the infrastructure of Glasgow in a continuous cycle of mutual interest. We call it Our Glasgow. Our Glasgow is a wide-open case reporting and management system. Case management systems are nothing new to the council. You have, in fact, loads of them. You have many, many of them. This is actually part of the problem. There are several systems. They all work to an extent, but they don't work together. The data travels in one direction only. There's no feedback to the public. But these systems have one thing in common. They're there to easily record and track stuff that needs to be fixed in the city. They've got more in common than they have in not, I would argue. We're looking for one unified system. We think the council, services in the council that deal with the city's infrastructure should use one system. And we want to go further than that. We believe this system should be wide open and freely accessible by the public. Our Glasgow consists of reporting, prioritising and feedback with open data at the core of it all. First, reporting. Whether you're a citizen or a council employee, it should be easy to report. Everyone is a bit different. There should be many different ways. Brilliant ideas like Sweeply would fit into this. There should be loads of ways to get the data in, but no matter how it comes in, digitally, over the phone or otherwise, it all goes to the same place. Next, prioritisation. The Our Glasgow system will make it easier for council services to prioritise the issues that they need to fix. Firstly, by incorporating existing data sets into the Our Glasgow system, reported cases can immediately be linked to relevant statistical data. For instance, a street lighting fault in an area of higher than average crime would immediately be ranked with a higher priority. You can imagine the other examples. I'll move on for the interest of time. The ranking of cases will also be influenced by the public. Via Our Glasgow website or app, citizens will be able to see what is going on. They can check their own cases, they can add further notes, they could go back to take a photo if they didn't have time on their way to work. But they can also look at what else has been reported by other members of the public. And so can council employees, so we all use the same system. Anyone can add their own note of interest to any unresolved case and encourage others to do so instantly via social media. Finally, feedback, completing the circle. Via text, email, or the Our Glasgow app, members of the public will receive immediate real-time updates on the cases that they have either reported or subscribed to. When a case is updated, assigned, or completed, the information is immediately visible to all, with council workers carrying mobile devices. It doesn't have to be the only way. They can take back a bit of paper and someone can tick it off on a system later, a clerical worker. But here's the ideal. Council worker guy has the thing on his iPad. He ticks it off. Instantly, the person gets an email. We fixed that pothole. Thank you so much. It could even include a photo of the fixed pothole. How good's that going to make you feel? What we propose, no, it's not all about problems. With all the data in the same place and a really sexy user interface, you can celebrate the successes as well. You can demonstrate how many potholes have been fixed in the last month. You can show it on a map. It's up to you how you present the data. What we propose is not technically challenging to implement. The challenges are structural, getting departments and services of the council to agree to use a common system. A new system can and should be simple enough that your granny can use it. Staff training will be minimal, and this will make it easier to deploy. We have many, many other ways in which the system could be developed. Ask questions if you want. But for a start, Glasgow can sell this to other local authorities. Do it right, sell it to other people. There's a lot of cities in the world. Conclusion, we have the technical
Thank
knowledge.
you, AG.
We'd welcome questions.
I know, I'm a bad guy. So,
I mean, from what I'm understanding, in terms of the back office solution, i.e., you're not talking about integrating data sets from all our existing solutions. What you're talking about is putting in one all-integrated solution. Is that correct?
Yeah, we don't have the insight to see what every individual system looks like, but I would imagine many of them are a little bit antiquated. And today's technology, I think we could easily make systems that are better, more user-friendly for the staff that use them as well. Make it easy for everyone. These things, it's simple stuff. You've seen what these amazing guys have done in a couple of days. It's not, the technology is not a problem.
I suppose I could talk to a couple of guys in the council that would love this to happen. Thinking what I do see is a couple of challenges. The business change challenge for a start.
Yeah. I
can see the licensing challenge. We can't just get out of existing commitments.
Okay.
So how do you take that type of challenge forward? I mean, I suppose I'm trying to take this away from a PowerPoint presentation into how this would actually operate in the real life world.
We're aware that we're not really talking about code, we're lobbying essentially. I think it needs to come from the top, it needs to be an agreed approach, and it might take a bit of time to get in. Just because you've paid for the license for a bit of antiquated software, I would argue is not a good enough reason to say I'm going to keep using it. You can keep paying for the license if that's the contract, but start using this, it'll be better.
Hi. Great presentation.
Thank you.
I don't get something here. This appears more to be a way of how a council would organise its work rather than public safety. Could you bring it alive in the public safety aspect?
Absolutely. The point is that all of these things are about public safety. So, I mean, potholes in the street, road lights going out, fly tipping. These are all public safety issues, and what we're trying to do is just make that whole process of issues being identified and resolved happen much quicker, with much less faff, and hopefully in a way that's more efficient, that can get more people on the street actually fixing problems instead of taking calls and worrying about them.
Okay, and just a quick follow-up. This is more from a colleague from council. That sounds quite easy, just sort of building a new CRM to replace all your existing systems.
We're a future city. We want to be a future city. So we've got an opportunity to not think half-heartedly here. We can lead by example. We really could be the best city in the world at this.
Yeah, so I just downloaded the My Glasgow app, and it's got all the kind of reporting that you need.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the... I don't know whether I would get notified if the problem was fixed.
We checked that. Currently, there's no feedback, so nothing comes back. We called it Our Glasgow because we think My Glasgow implies that you're on your own. Also, there's another app called My Glasgow with no space, which I think someone might download. Try and download the My Glasgow app, and actually they get something that tells you where the nearest restaurant is. So that's another reason for just kind of rebranding before you've gone too far down the road.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So just one
more question.
So, if you were the winners of this, would you see yourself working as a team of two, or how would you do you see yourself collaborating with other teams?
We know that these sort of ideas have been talked about in the council already. We've had conversations with people who are involved in developing and further developing the My Glasgow app. All we're trying to do is encourage you to think it a little bit bigger and take it. Just take the opportunity to, for want of a better phrase, not pussy out here and do it properly. So all we're not we've got jobs. We're not planning to. I would suggest we don't want to develop this ourselves. We want the people who have the money, the resources, and the time to get on with it.
And on that bombshell.